right, all right, all right. Welcome back to day one of Big O 2019. My name is Hazenberg.
I am the Speaker of the House.
We've got a great game for you here on track 3. Red Stick Roller Derby from Baton Rouge, Louisiana versus
Wasatch, the Midnight Terror.
Oh, yeah, that's a great name. So I think you want to go ahead and do the roster, Speaker?
Well, yeah, let's let everybody know who's playing out here this afternoon.
All right, starting with Red Stick, 100, Original Sin, 228, Kamikaze, 29, I'm a Pusher, 30, Stabby Cat, 36, Sailor Doom, 376, Hot Mess Molly, 411, Fun Size, 5, I Shove Lucy, 511, Machu Picchu, 69, Napalm Death, 725, Sparkles Fantastic, 76, Little Miss Maggot, 777, Dominican Cans, 89, Princess Lay It Anya, and 903, Blasian Bayou.
And the roster for the Midnight Terror is going to be 1253, Some Watery Tart, the Captain, 128, Penny Slane, 17, Notorious ANG, 19, Riot At Ya, 22, Off the Rails, 261, Carpe Jugulum, 28, Menstrual Psycho, 300, Super Smash Brawler, 314, Bipolar Curves, 338, Thorn to Be Wild, 350, K-Grenator, 52, Vice Versa, 54, Smashly, 813, Billy Hellish, and 949, Ruth Slayer Ginsburg.
Oh, that's a great one. And lining up on the jam line for our first jam for Wasatch, number 54, Smashly. And for Red Stick, number 76, Little Miss Maggot.
Yeah, what's good? Excited to see this game. We have, like I said, 83-86, so this should be one of our pretty tight matchups. We've already seen some we've seen some blowouts here so far in the early going of Big O 2019. Remember that hashtag.
That's right. Hit that on all of our social media, hashtag Big O 2019. I'm keeping an eye on it on Twitter right now, so if you guys talk about this game, I'll probably end up giving you a shout-out. And we're just waiting for all of our officials to get ready and in order, and we'll start this one off.
Yeah, we're trying to make sure our scoreboard is operating properly. We have over here, but the display got a little bit off earlier for us, so we're just pensively waiting, watching all the skaters over there. Everybody just just watching our OPRs, having ourselves a little conversation, that type of thing. And we're just keeping their feet loose.
Watching, waiting. I know you guys didn't pay for your stream to hear me sing, but here we are.
Yeah, you're not going to get that from me. Don't worry. I will not be doing the singing. That's my daughter. She likes to do the singing. I just run my mouth. That's what I do.
That's why we pay you the non-bucks. All right,
I get vouchers.
Looks like we are 5 seconds away from starting. Once that whistle goes, here we go. Both jammers scrambling around. Little Miss Maggot coming around the Derby Warehouse jam line, coming from end to end, looking for that opening, using that massive speed advantage she's cultivated over the years. Little Miss Maggot coming in on the inside. But Smashly is your lead jammer.
Yeah, Smashly able to shrug off some contact there from Machu Picchu to able to stay inside the track. Able to grab that lead. Oh, I do spot Wasatch's big hairy monster over there. I love the fact that they bring a mascot.
Both pivots off to the box. 725 Sparkles Fantastic and 1253 Some Watery Tart for Wasatch. And now up to the jam line for Red Stick, 411 Fun Size. And for Wasatch, 813 Billy Hellish. That was a 2-0 jam in favor of Wasatch.
Defense sitting stronger at the back right now for Red Stick. Both teams comfortable right here in the early going, just consistently doing what they're doing front and back. But man, the pressure right now is on to try and break one of these two.
They have barely moved past the Derby Warehouse jam line, and both jammers getting recycled. Some great defensive work on the part of 30 Stabby Cat and 76 Little Miss Maggot, who was the jammer in that previous jam. As both of our pivots return from the box.
Yeah, once again, phenomenal defense thus far, keeping it contained. Both teams just keeping it together. Nobody really pulling out the solo work. We're going to lose the pivot yet again back to the penalty box there for Red Stick. Breakout now coming at the front. Will it be done? Star cap in hand. And we're going to get lead no matter what, so go ahead and drive on through to get out front. Forces the call off from behind from Fun Size. We're going to blank that out at zeros.
No points for anybody, as our friends over in Augusta, Georgia like to say. Well, speaking of, they're having Lowdown Throwdown in Augusta, Georgia this weekend. Shout out to all those folks.
I've been there. I've done that.
Number 8-9, Princess, lay it on you on the jam line for Red Stick. 2-6-1, Carpe Jugulum with the star for Wasatch. Both jammers taking off from the whistle. Carpe Jugulum, your lead jammer.
It's been the quickest breakout that we've seen thus far. Now finally skirting past the hips. Oh, we're going to go ahead and reset back.
Both jammers getting pushed back all the way to turn one. But Carpe Jugulum busts through. 4 points in the sky for the ladies from Wasatch.
So it looks like we're finally trying to see all of this track thus far as we're about to the second apex now. Drive out, not successful. Spin of the hips. Jugulum able to turn it around and call off the jam with 4 more points going into the board.
We're only a few jams in, but so far Wasatch is owning the scoreboard. And number 411, Fun Size, up to the jam line now for Red Stick.
And we're going to reset that jammer rotation out there for Wasatch. It's going to be number 54, Smashly. Of course, Red Stick in the red, Wasatch in the white.
Looks like Smashly attempting to come through on the outside after scrambling on the inside, working those diagonal angles. Fun Size trying to come right up through the middle. We'll see how the pack shapes out. Oh, and a penalty for 7-6 Little Miss Maggot, allowing Smashly to grab lead position once again.
So the Midnight Tower now taking 3 out of the first 4 lead jammer status. And the Wasatch defense patrolling the outside, having to create the recycle, breaking through though. Smashly 4 points into the game total now for the Midnight Terror.
Fun Size with the star in her hand, coming around looking for an angle. Smashly going up against the tenacious defense of 6'9" to Napalm Death, who earns a penalty in the process. A head block, looks like.
Yeah, trying to get that superior position. Looked like dug that helmet just a little bit into the body of the jammer Smashly. Smashly, oh, thought made it on the outside. Now it's going to be a track cut. Power opportunity going for Red Stick.
And Fun Size is through, completing the initial pass. Ooh, and a destruction penalty on Super Smash Brawler, number 300 from Wasatch. And Fun Size blasts through, puts up 4 points in the air.
So get the first opportunity for Red Stick to deploy a little bit of offense coming in, but just as it was going to happen, released is the opposing jammer Smashly.
She's up against that death triangle of Stabby Cat, Little Miss Maggot, and Napalm Death with some help from 511 Machu Picchu. 3 more points in the sky for Red Stick. 4 picked up by Wasatch. But still, Red Stick's on the board now, 7-22. Number 8-9, Princess, lay it on you, putting on the star for Red Stick. 1-2-5-3, some watery tart with the star for Wasatch. No, I'm sorry, that is 8-1-3, Billy Hellish jamming for Wasatch. But Princess, lay it on you is your lead jammer.
So once again, we're still staying pretty even in the leads, 3-2 in favor of Wasatch as we're coming back in for the scoring opportunity. Red Stick. Wasatch trying to reform. And a clean pass through now going for Red Stick.
And I like that Sassy Sasquatch is here for both teams because he was given the fist pump for Princess's points there.
So once again, we're seeing a tandem there. Little Miss Maggot and Danae Pomp Death have been last line defenders there for Red Stick. Going to go ahead and bring it through as Princess lay it on you. Going to call off the jam. 3 more points going onto the board. So 22-14. This is getting closer to the score we were expecting.
Yeah. I think the first few jams of any game are just the teams feeling each other out. And then after that, they start deploying their strategies, their secret weapons. And speaking of secret weapons, we've got 725 Sparkles Fantastic on the jam line now for Red Stick. 261 Carpe Jugulum back with the star on our Derby Warehouse jam line for Wasatch. And it looks like Carpe Jugulum has been awarded lead, although Sparky is out front. Carpe Jugulum forced to call it off. No points for either team on that jam.
Well, we have seen one adjustment, though, from Red Stick. Of course, like I said, we saw first jammer out was Little Miss Maggot, and now realizing going to keep Little Miss Maggot in on the defense, playing a lot more and really being incredibly effective out there. So it becomes, I guess, a game of, how often do you want this skater on the track? As a jammer, it's only ever so often, but as a defender, run them till they drop.
And now we got number 411 Fun Size on the jam line for Red Stick up against 5-4 Smashley with the star and the lead position for Wasatch.
So in the early going, Smashley is now 3 for 3, 100% out there for the Midnight Terrors.
Oh, track cut penalty for Fun Size, making this now a power jam for Wasatch.
It's going to be the first power jam opportunity coming for Wasatch out here. Going to get a chance to see what kind of offense they're going to try to deploy against this Red Stick defense.
Oh, Smashley taking a hard hit from 511 Machu Picchu. Nope. That was 777 Dominican's actually laying the hips out there.
So good job reset by the Red Stick defense to corral against that offense, be able to get the recycle now so they can fully reform here in the second straightaway. Once again, that is Little Miss Maggot shouldering in to the opposing jammer.
That was 8 points total picked up by Wasatch, 30-14 in favor of the folks from Salt Lake City.
So we're going to have a quick look, see what our penalties look like thus far in the game.
As we got a team timeout being called.
And unfortunately, we're not seeing anything on our boards right now. We're not getting quite the updates. But yeah, so we're going to take a break here. It's been kind of a scrappy game by the defenders thus far. I mean, it's not like nobody's getting really broken up huge. Nobody's doing a lot. It's just a lot of tough just fighting for every inch of this track.
Absolutely. Both these teams have some really fast and agile jammers. So at this point, it's all coming down to tenacity of the defense. And speaking of tenacious defense, Hit This Derby Gear is your exclusive skate shop for the Big O. So if you need to up your defensive gear, go to Hit This. Before you hit the track, hit this.
Well, and of course, they've released where our locations for the extracurricular play, the postseason. We found that out from the WFTDA, but if you want to find out more about the Continental Cups or their hosts, visit WFTDA.com/cups. I'm kind of excited at some of the locations for this year. It's a bit different.
All right, we're getting back into it. 8-9 Princess lay it on you with the star for Red Stick. 813 Billy Hellish jamming for Wasatch.
And Wasatch staying consistent on their jammer rotation. They see what they like. They're going to continue to keep doing it. And yep, nope, it is going to be a power jam opportunity now coming for Red Stick. Illegal contact going against Billy Hellish.
And Princess Laidanya has made it out and has achieved the lead position. Now she's got 30 seconds to score.
Wasatch just starting to speed it up, playing against this offensive set coming from Red Stick. Red Stick now trying to play a little bit of divide and conquer.
Track of penalty being issued on number 5-2, vice versa from Wasatch. And Princess is through for 4 points.
I was going to say, that time the Red Stick offense worked well, able to divide up these players so they could not combine for their defensive efforts.
Billy Hellish out of the penalty box and back in the fight. Princess putting up another 4 in the sky.
The Red Stick All-Stars taking full advantage of that power jam opportunity as we now have both jammers available on the floor into play. Oh, and a sweep out there. I saw the space. Jammer saw the space. Right at you, said no space.
No soup for you.
And just a tantalizing gift of open edge there was just absolutely taken away. So both defenses now able to reset and recalibrate to the inside as we've had the star pass for Wasatch. New jammer out there, short-lived, 314 bipolar curves. Is going to finish it.
And it was a 12-0 jam in favor of Red Stick, which means we're now looking at a 4-point game. 7-2-5 Sparkles Fantastic now with the star for Red Stick. 261 Carpe Jugulum wearing the star for Wasatch. All lined up on our Derby Warehouse jam line, derbywarehouse.com for all your Derby gear needs. Yes, I'm available to narrate your commercials.
A deep, deep set from both defense there. Oh, and a quick breakthrough to the inside. That is going to be Sparkles Fantastic grabbing lead for Red Stick.
And Sparky slices right through the pack, putting up 4 points in the air. This is now a tie game. We may have a lead change at the end of this jam. Sparky performing a little counter jamming against Carpe Jugulum, putting up another 4 points.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a fantastic awareness there from Sparky to be able to read what was happening to the inside and create that just enough to put the jammer on the ground.
And both jammers bursting through. Carpe Jugulum still completing her initial pass. Sparky putting up another 4. Sparky attempting to come through on the inside, calls it off as Carpe Jugulum takes a hit to the floor. It looks like 1 point picked up by both jammers at the end there. And we do have officially a lead change. Red Stick 39, Wasatch 31. Grab your beverage and hydrate in celebration.
I think you need to make sure that you have a fully a full vessel of whatever you're using to drink with, because I suspect we're going to go back and forth on this one.
Oh, I absolutely agree. That's why I filled my water bottle up at all the green water stations out here in the building. And we got 4-1-1 Fun Size jamming for Red Stick. 5-4 Smashley with the star for Wasatch. The jam is on. Both of them are out. Smashley is your lead jammer.
Yeah, Smashley staying 100% so far here in the first half. Looking to pinball through the inside there, banging off the hips of defenders, able to finally drag that out. 4 points going onto the board for Wasatch.
Oh, beautiful hit from 777 Dominican Cans. Fun Size comes around to complete her initial. Smashley chooses to call off the jam rather than allowing Fun Size a chance to even the score back up. And we've got a tie game at the end of this jam.
Yeah, it was a good job of the Red Stick defense buying time to allow their jammer to extend to the opposing Wasatch defense. Got just enough time to get the jammer back around to force the call off. I think this game, I think, will hinge on little pivotal moments just like that.
And Wasatch's 3-3-8 Thorn to be Wild on the jam line for the first time up against 8-9 Princess Lay It On Ya. Princess is your lead jammer. Thorn to be wild, picking up the speed, both of them just taking off like the rockets they are. Red Stick attempting to form a defense. Princess dives in, gets 2 points, calls it off. Thorn to be wild picks up 1. Red Stick still in the lead, but only by the tiniest fraction.
Yeah, Princess, another one of those jammers have had good success rate, 3 for 4 so far in the early goings. You know, it starts to wonder, it's like, when is a jammer going to have that real tough time where they're going to have, you know, will that be the difference in where this game will change momentum? But thus far, it's just so evenly matched.
261 Carpe Jugulum with the star for Wasatch. 725 Sparkles Fantastic jamming for Red Stick. Sparkles Fantastic picking up a track cut penalty and going off to the box.
So that's going to be 2 jammer penalties for both teams. Check that. My math is going to be corrected. It's now 3 jammer penalties against Wasatch, 2 against Red Stick, as we are now going to have a 2-minute jam courtesy of our penalty box.
And Sparkles Fantastic diving out, approaching the pack. And Sparky busts through, completes her initial. Carpe Jugulum is also out of the box, but Sparky's a lap ahead at this point. But only 2 Red Stick blockers left on the track, unable to stop Carpe Jugulum from making it through. Sparky gets through, puts up her 4 points.
Yeah, the blocker advantage didn't really play in favor of Wasatch in that one, as Sparky was able to find that open space, finding open space as well. Carpe Jugulum.
Sparky comes through. Looks like we've got a multiplayer block on white 1-9, which is Riot at ya.
Starting to see a little bit more loose pack play than we've seen thus far in the game. That's why we're seeing a little bit more space for these jammers to operate. A lot of that coming courtesy of the penalty box. A double tap now going against the Red Stick pivot.
Sparky throwing up 4 more points. And another 4 picked up by both jammers. This is Carpe Jugulum's second scoring trip.
Both jammers have a little tete-a-tete here in the turn 4 area. Look back at the clock, realizing it's ending, like, yeah, I'm done. You done? Yeah, we're done. We're done.
It's all good, man. It's all good. 57-48 in favor of Red Stick at this point. Just under 12 minutes left in the half. 4-1-1 Fun Size up to the jam line up against 5-4 Smashly. These two have gone head-to-head so many times in this game.
Yeah, Smashly's faced up against Fun Size every single time but one, and that was the initial against Limus Maggot. So matchup here. Oh, and a track cut now going to give an opportunity for Fun Size and a power jam.
One, 2-8 Penny Slane does not want to let her go easily. But Fun comes through on the inside up against 3-1-4 Bipolar Curves and 1-9 Riot at ya.
And continuing to see loose play as more skaters going off the penalty box. Of course, it does empty out with 2 now coming back into the play for Red Stick.
And the penalty box is almost completely emptied out now. Both jammers in play.
So that's a little bit, I was going to say, that's a little bit frightening. If we had that few blockers on the floor and the jammers are still having this hard of a time, what it's going to be like now when we have full 4-4.
And Smashly gets through to complete her initial. It's over a minute, and they're just now completing initials.
I love defense, sir. I love defense. And, oh, a little bit of a slip of the step there on the turn, able to keep it in bounds as Smashly. 4 points going into the board. Of course, no lead jammer has been assessed, not stopping Wasatch from putting some points onto the board, trying to claw back into that Red Stick lead.
Oh, Smashly slices through, puts up another 4. Wasatch are only 1 point ahead right now, or behind rather right now. And Smashly's about to change that. if she can get out.
And Funsize continuing to grind away at this Wasatch defense. Terrors just not wanting to give up any space. Wow.
Wow. Rock solid defense on the part of both teams. But it looks like we've got another lead change. Wasatch 60-57. Grab your beverage and hydrate.
So they're doing a good job of keeping this differential in my Alabama math skills range here. You know, just keeping it in. I don't even need two hands to count these.
And Red Stick are using their official review. Rathrodite says that she's really excited to see Red Stick skate out here.
And hey, if you're a fan of officials, this is who they are. Harley Quinn Davidson, Russ Roshart, Reverend Riot, Beverly Crusher, PK Biddy, Kurt So Good, Hoff and Roll, Danger Muffin, Justice Deliverer, Judge and Fury, Sawed-Off, Demolisher, Rabbit Derby Fan, Tenacious D-Cup, and Guacamole.
That's right. We can't do this without our officials. And it's always good to have them around and doing their official business here and their official review.
And hey, if you're not here at the track, which I don't understand why you wouldn't be,
right?
But I mean, you know, you may have a day off. You may do something, you know, when this is over. But you know, visit Eugene Cascades, Real Adventures, Real Close. Plan your Oregon vacation at Eugene Cascades and Coast. So yeah, that sounds. I could do that.
I mean,
I like outdoors.
Doing that right now. Hey, where is the after party at today, speaker?
Well, hold on. We got a microphone getting turned on.
All right, our head ref, Harley Quinn Davidson, is going to let us know what the official review is about. Harley?
Red Stick was seeking an insubordination penalty on the Wasatch jammer from the prior jam. Upon review, it was determined that the jammer made every effort to leave the track in a timely and safe fashion. Therefore, no insubordination call will be made, and Red Stick does not retain the review.
All right, thank you, Harley. We're getting back into it. 8-9 Princess, lay it on you on the jam line for Red Stick. And it looks like that is 338 Thorn to be Wild with the star for Wasatch.
Yeah, Wasatch had a consistent 1-2-3 jammer rotation. Changed it up just a few jams ago. Thorn to be Wild coming back in. Guess they like what they're seeing out of the matchups here.
And Princess Lay It On You is your lead jammer.
Yeah, as we've been saying, this back and forth game can be seen in the lead jammer status, both just going back and forth. Going to go ahead and call it off here.
We got another lead change. Grab your beverage and hydrate. All right, we got 725 Sparkles Fantastic up to the jam line for Red Stick. 261 Carpe Jegulum with the star for Wasatch.
It's one of those rare starts where we see some open space between the two defenses. Already starting to make some adjustments here in the middle of this first half.
Oh, and Carpe Jegulum is your lead jammer.
Looked like Wasatch was trying to create some open space for their jammer, a little bit more to work with. Of course, now that space gets eliminated there in the initial apex. And all the bodies coming together force the call off for any points surrendered. So, once again, we're going to trade that lead off. So it's going to be 63-61.
Wow.
Back to the Midnight Terrors.
What a game. This is the kind of roller derby that you come all the way out here for.
Yeah, Hayes, I don't know about you. It's like I'm trying to keep my excitement reined in a little bit here because it's like I know this is going to go back and forth, and I just don't want to cash myself too early.
Oh, official review being called by Wasatch this time. So where is that after party, speaker?
So you like wings?
I do.
Okay, we're going to go to Hot Mama's Wings then. It's going to be open at 9 p.m. for all ages. It's at 420 West 13th Avenue here in Eugene. They've been serving Eugene for over 8 years at 13th and Lawrence. All natural chicken wings and a variety of sandwiches, salads, microbrews, and cocktails. Hot Mama's Wings, 100% locally owned, born, and raised.
Oh, can't wait. Every time we talk about Hot Mama's, I get so hungry for those wings. I passed it by on my way here this morning, and it already smelled amazing.
You know, we were talking about this at a game earlier, just that it's like I'm one of those weirdos. I do not like mixing my beer and wings.
You know, you do you. I feel like they're a classic combo that goes great together.
See, I'm of the type, it's like each is so good in its own right. Why mess it up?
Why not have the best of both worlds? Got a little derby dance-off on the jam line out there.
So yeah, I'm just. It's like I said, I am literally sitting on the edge of my seat right now. Literally, this is not a figurative thing about the game like this. I literally am sitting on the edge of my seat, and at some point, I may actually have to stand if this game continues to go and progress this way by the second half.
Oh, absolutely! It's going to be. I'm glad we're only 7 minutes away from a halftime break because I'm going to need it. Otherwise, I'm going to have a heart attack here. And that won't be good for anybody. Anyway, hashtag all of your posts about the tournament. Hashtag Big O 2019. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Harley is ready to pronounce the official review, so we're going to kick it over to Harley.
Thank you. Wasatch's official review was to seek a low block penalty against a red stick blocker. Upon review, it was determined that while there was contact made, there was no impact as a result of the contact. Therefore, no penalty will be assessed, and Wasatch does not retain the review.
All right, here we go. Wasatch was protesting a penalty, but the penalty's legit, so it's going to stand. 4-1-1, fun size up to the jam line for Red Stick in this one. 8-1-3, Billy Hellish with the start for Wasatch. Fun size him to come through on the outside. Billy Hellish trying to come through right in the middle.
So right now, both defenses are playing very tough. They're just veritably just running in place at this juncture.
Sometimes the best thing you can do with an official review is just use that to get your strategies in order and like give your skaters a rest. And then you come back and you get this tenacious defense, and Fun Size is your lead jammer. Billy Hellish still stuck in the back. Wasatch blockers having to make some holes for their jammer. Fun Size coming around up against that big white wall. 1-2-5-3, some watery tart. And 3-3-8 Thorn to be wild.
So yeah, this game is so even in so many ways. It's 7-7 on lead jammer status for both these squads. We've had 2 no lead assessed jams. Of course, this is now one of those moments, those rare moments we're seeing a multi-pass run coming here for Fun Size and Red Stick. The Red Stick, just 2 blockers out there right now. 2 blockers out there for the Midnight Terrors as well. God, continuing to just run that defense out there to napalm death.
She is made of solid metal with a molten core of awesome sauce. 4 more points in the sky for Fun Size.
Now to napalm death with that pack mate out there, Loomis Maggot now teaming up. Once again, another pass through for Fun Size.
It's been a 16-point pass for Fun Size so far. If I'm not mistaken, that is the highest scoring pass, or highest scoring jam so far. And there she goes, one more trip through, 20 points in the air. As a full quarter of Red Stick's points in one jam on the part of Fun Size with the help of her blockers.
Oh yeah, that was completely done with the assistance of the defense out there, and really in some ways for a while there it was the napalm death, almost single-handedly just keeping Wasatch from breaking the pack.
And number 5-4 Smashley now on the jam line for Wasatch up against 8-9 Princess Lay It On Ya.
So yeah, that time Smashley looked to be able to break it out and does finally here, grabbing the lead jammer status.
Smashley has been an incredibly effective jammer so far today. And we've had our first star pass of the game to 7-6 Little Miss Maggot. Well, our first Red Stick star pass, rather. Smashley puts up 2 points, calls off the jam before Maggot can zap in and score.
So yeah, both teams being able to reset. Looking over at our penalty box, it is clear as we approach the Derby Warehouse jam line.
261 Carpe Jugulum with the star for Wasatch. 725 Sparkles Fantastic jamming for Red Stick. Carpe Jugulum is your lead jammer.
Yeah, interesting choice there by Red Stick, doing a little bit of a split off defense there, looking to play a little bit of a 2-2. Oh, and a hip check, sprawling to the inside, coming off the side of Red Stick's number 29, I'm a Pusher.
I was a little worried there because Carpe Jugulum looked like she landed really hard. She might have been hurt, but she's back up on her feet and skating off on her own power, so seems fine. 338 Thorn to be Wild, towering over the jam line. 411 Fun Size also taken off.
Yeah, Fun Size with a little bit of offensive help or defensive help there at the beginning, created a bit of a redirect. Of course, now the recycle game coming into play for the Midnight Terrors, extending it, able to give them the opportunity to grab that lead jammer status. It's now 3 leads in a row going for the Midnight Terrors. Neither team has really had a run like this thus far.
That's 4 in the sky for Thorn to be Wild. Fun Size still mired up in the back of the pack.
So this might be the counter right now coming from Wasatch against that 20-point jam. Wasatch defense continuing to grind it out. Red Stick reform now setting in strong. A little bit of a split pack now is being joined at the front for some offense.
Got it.
For Wasatch, we're going to have a pack destruction now being assessed. Little Miss Maggot still shouldering there here at the front, being joined now by Dominicanas. Dominicans and Little Miss Maggot having to let go now. Midnight Terrors continuing to grind it out as a star pass has been made, and Little Miss Maggot gonna be your jammer.
Thorn to be Wild still got all the power in her hands, but Little Miss Maggot is slicing in, taking a big hit from number 19, Riot Atcha.
Yeah, Thorn to be Wild kept the head down, didn't hear the call off from the bench, allowed Little Miss Maggot to get in there and grab 3 points.
A shout out to Huck Spin, who is cheering for Fun Size out there all the way from Colorado. And if you're watching at home, don't forget to hashtag Big O 2019 on all your social media posts. We've got just 30 seconds left in the half here. This will be the final jam of the half. 8-9 Princess Leia Anya up against 5-4 Smashley on our Derby Warehouse jam line.
Yeah, hey, so I'm going to be interested at halftime to go up there and take a look at some of the penalty totals because we have seen a lot of skaters heading off that penalty box in the early goings. Will that be able to be sustained here in the second half? And keeping a strong lead jammer status record, that is going to be Smashley out there for the Midnight Terrors.
And normally neither of these teams plays very penalty heavy like this, so this is interesting to see.
Speaking of penalties, we are now going to have a track cut called. A little slip back from the inside, outside the purview. Smashley gets the jammer off the floor, and now a power jam opportunity coming for Red Stick.
And so this jam will go its full 2 minutes. We got 1 minute left on the clock. Princess has got all that time in the world to grab those points. We've only got a 7-point difference between the scores right now, so every single score trip counts.
And Princess hasn't necessarily been a big score thus far for Red Stick, but has been a consistent score, a very methodical score, and showing that right there by breaking down the Wasatch defense. And once again, continuing to grind to the outside, trying to get a little bit of an up and under there for the takeout. Out of play, though, so we're going to get the penalty going off to the box.
Smashley is back out of the penalty box and back in the fight. Looks like number 5, I Shove Lucy, number 511, Machu Picchu, and 100 Original Sin holding her back, along with 36 Sailor Doom. And now both jammers are out front, picking up points.
Been out there for so long. Princess thought had lead, tried to call it off, and both jammers smiled at each other, realizing, yeah, nobody's leading anymore.
All right, and that is halftime. It is 96-81 in favor of Red Stick. We're going to take a little break here. When we come back, we're going to have the second half of this awesome game. Wow, what a first half speaker.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's been fantastic thus far. Like I said, going to go try and get some of the numbers for you folks. Going to get back to you, folks in the house, folks on the stream. We'll wrap it up. We'll come back for you some more Derby. You don't need to see us. We need to see more game.
That's right. We'll be back shortly. My name is Hazenberg.
Speak of the house.
We'll see you in a moment.
Hey, so we're back. We're talking with our head rev over here as we come back up on our feet. So, yeah, we were right. We saw a lot of people going off the penalty box. There were a few.
We did, indeed.
There were a few. So Red Stick, they kind of went over there and visited our non-skating officials 21 times there in the first half. Yeah, it got to be a little bit excessive. So they have one skater sitting on 5. That's Little Miss Maggot. Of course, very energetic, high-flying player out there and a lot of things. High blocks, oddly enough, that's one you don't see that many of, but the high blocks have been consistent. It's really kind of surprising because it seems like some of the Wasatch jammers are kind of taller, but it could be some of that blocker interaction where elbows or things are going places they shouldn't do. But the Wasatch 17 times, so it's not like they were playing the just that way over there. But yeah, they went in 17 times. They also have a player with 5 penalties onto the board. That's 12-53, the captain, some watery tart. And for them, it's cuts and multiplayers.
Well, we're going to see how this shakes out in our second half. It's only a 15-point score difference right now. These teams are only 3 points apart in the WFTDA rankings. Red Stick 83, Wasatch 86.
Did you do that on purpose, the 3 and the 3 and all that kind of stuff? Because I was sitting there looking at the jam totals for, especially Red Stick. It is so crazy even amongst 3 jammers. Each one basically has a third of the total.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's like we're just going to run this theme of 3s.
And we are coming in. Red Sticks are going to start off with 7-6 Little Miss Maggot on the jam line. Wasatch with 2-6-1 Carpe Jugulum. I give a shout out to Bells Titania from Big Easy Roller Girls, who's watching from home.
So once again, we're starting up. Little Miss Maggot starts off this second half just like did the first. So obviously, having a player who can just go out there from the jump and get things done.
It looks like Carpe Jugulum has picked up the lead.
Got it.
And Little Miss Maggot has also completed her initial pass. Carpe Jugulum tears it through with an arterial spray of points in the sky.
Yeah, going to make that quick pass. So I was curious a little bit with the speed and everything going on and, knowing the situation for various players on penalties, if that was going to run a little bit. Going ahead and playing conservative on the first jam, get the 4 points and reset it back up.
And we got 338 Thorn to be Wild on the jam line for Wasatch. 725 Sparkles Fantastic with the star for Red Stick. And Sparkles Fantastic is your lead jammer.
See, there's a lot of trading off in the first half of that lead jammer status. Oh, and not only are we going to have lead, but we are going to have a power jam going for Red Stick back block, taking Thorn to be Wild off to the penalty box.
Sparky putting up 4 points on the first scoring trip. And coming through for another 4. Now, I've seen Sparky skate so fast that I've seen jam refs struggle to keep up. Our jam refs here, of course, are having no trouble because they're the best at what they do. But Sparky smashing right into 128 Penny Slane. And 1-9 Riot Atcha. And it looks like Penny Slane earned a penalty for her trouble from PK Biddy.
Yeah, this time it's really Sparky really doing a fantastic job of maintaining balance, because it's not just they're getting contact with these blocks, but there's a little bit of force behind it. Once again, Sparky able to shrug off the contact and redirect the body forward. So big jam to start off the second half for Red Stick.
That's 16 points so far in this jam, 16-0. But Thorn to be Wild through to complete her initial. Sparky gets through, puts up another 4, calls off the jam. That is the second 20-point jam for Red Stick so far in this game. 116-85 now in favor of the team from Baton Rouge. Calling Baton Rouge.
Well, like I said, the fact that the game total was spread about so many jammers there for Red Stick, it's not like you can really key in on a single jammer and maybe shut down the all-star offense. I mean, really, every single jammer going out there has made their work done. Sometimes it's been in single massive jams, but regardless, they're putting up the points.
And now we got Smashly versus Fun Size, this classic mashup in this game. Smashly getting recycled all the way back to our Derby Warehouse jam line. Fun Size heading off to the box, making this now a power jam for Wasatch's most successful jammer. But Smashly also off to the box now on a track cut, so we're going to have dueling jammers in the penalty box. So Fun Size is released. Smashly will be released in short order.
Well, of course, Smashly is the leading scorer out there for Wasatch. If there's any kind of problem in her game, it is taking the penalties, because the majority of the time getting lead.
Fun Size gets through to complete initial.
Yeah, both teams able to settle in here in the second straightaway.
Oh, Fun almost through, takes a big hit from 314 Bipolar Curves, who takes a penalty in the process. But Fun is back up and fighting hard and gets through.
Yeah, right now it's been the second line defense out here for Red Stick that's really kind of grinding it out for them. Have the one defense that's pulled a lot of penalties. This defense has been more of the quiet defense out there, but really playing strong in this jam.
And it looks like 6-9 to Napalm Death off to the penalty box.
Yeah, once again, both jammers had visited the penalty box, so we're going to ride this one out to the full 2 minutes, continuing to grind it out of both these jammers and defenses as we get the call from the inside to end this one. Hayes, I was tired watching that one, much less playing in that jam.
No, exhausted, yeah, absolutely. But that was an 8-point jam for Red Stick, a 4-point jam for Wasatch. Red Stick maintains a 35-point lead right now, but a couple of good jams can turn that back around for Salt Lake City. And shout out to Princess Murder Noke, who says that my singing is the best in all of Derby. Thank you, Princess.
Wow, so we're going to actually have Lil Mas Maggot out there again as a jammer at the start alongside Carpe Jugulum. Both of them trying to basically break up the defenses with the quickness of their feet, and it's going to be Lil Mas Maggot grabbing that lead jam for Red Stick.
All right, Maggot slips through and slides. Looks like she slid right into a track cut penalty, making this now a power jam for Wasatch. Carpe Jugulum attacking the back of the pack diving around, taking hits from number 5, I Shove Lucy, 3-0 Stabby Cat, 6-9 to Napalm Death, 1-0 Original Sin.
So interesting fact here now, Limas Maggot, that will be penalty number 6.
I made a mistake. Original Sin not on the track. And Maggot is back out of the box and coming around to the fight. Carpe Jugulum getting recycled back to turn 2. Maggot slices through for 4 points. Fresh out of the box and into the sky.
Yeah, Jet, definitely a skater that plays at 100% all times on the track. No let up. Gonna leave it all out there. Oh, and a track cut will be assessed.
And that is number 7 for Maggot. 4 points in the sky for Carpe Jugulum.
As the clock continues to wind down, we finally get the call off there at the end with the final whistle.
Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo! Is about the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, that was one heck of a jam. And we've got, looks like our officials are getting into there.
So right now it looks like Dama Can-Cans is going to be posting up in the penalty box as the jammer for Red Stick.
And
I was about to say, the power start now coming for Wasatch.
That's 5-4 Smashly. Debate is raging in Big O Twitter about Smashly's impact on this game. The consensus is that she's killing it, which she is. She's grabbing that lead again.
Once again, while Smashly's been getting the lead jammer status, the pass-through for scoring has been difficult. Seeing it right here now. Defense fully flowing in to out.
Dominican Cans out of the penalty box. Smashly slices through, 4 points. I guess I should say that she smashes through. Wasatch finally crossing the 100-point threshold.
Yeah, Can-Can's getting stuck on the shoulder of Right At Ya. Can-Can scores first time out here as a jammer, and a track cut is gonna give Red Stick a power jam opportunity.
It is definitely the last thing that they wanted to happen, but sometimes a good defense forces the cut. Dominican Can's just mired up in this Wasatch wall until she breaks free, completing her initial.
And that will actually be the 5th penalty going against Smashly. Can-Can's able to step through on the inside, grabbing 4 points. Get a relief jammer out there on the floor and you get points. You got to be happy as a coach for that.
Absolutely. And Smashly is out of the box, looking to make up for some lost time here. And there she goes, both jammers out, putting up points as the jam comes to its full 2-minute conclusion. 140 to 107, Red Stick.
Yeah, we are just continuing to just battle. I mean, that's all I can really say about this game. It is a battle on the floor between these two squads. And I think we're just going to basically, this is exactly how it's going to play out till the very end.
I mean, that's what I'm here for. Thorn to be wild, 338 on the jam line for Wasatch. 725 Sparkles Fantastic, rocketing off the jam line and into the lead position. Sparkle slips through, puts up 4 points. Looked like she was going to call it and then chose not to.
I'm going to go ahead and own this lead jammer status here. Try to extend that Red Stick lead. And able to swing by the hips of the captain, some water retard to be able to make that final pass through, picking up the 4th point.
Just the agility that Sparkle's Fantastic displays is always almost superhuman to witness.
Yeah, this is the defensive set right now for Red Stick that has made the difference here in this game. Like I said, a quiet team, and shoulders going into bodies going into the floor.
And number 5, I Shove Lucy going off to the penalty box for that. So we've had a star pass on Wasatch to Bipolar Curves, number 314. Seems to be having trouble, was struggling for a moment with getting the Jammer Star on. But the jam comes to its end. 16 points for Red Stick, no points for Wasatch. It's another massive jam for Sparkle's Fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually 36 points in the second half alone for Sparkle's Fantastic, a 20 and a 16-point jam. So we're going to have ourselves a team timeout going to Wasatch. It's like Hayes, I mean, every single one of these jams are just their own little microcosm out there. It's fascinating to watch which two defenses are going up against each other because the style changes a little bit, you know, as we're seeing them interact with each other, and not just the jammers, but blockers as well. I mean, that last jam, I mean, we just saw some absolute devastating contact blocker to blocker.
You are absolutely correct. This has been some just amazingly physical derby in this last several jams. And don't forget to tag your social media posts, hashtag Big O 2019. I see Huck Spin, who says that the Smashly side surf is goals, goals, goals.
Yeah, it's one of those things seen. We definitely saw it earlier today when I was on the juniors game, the ability just to get the hips, you know, in superior position to the blockers and just basically just riding the contact out, just taking it where it goes. And there's really not much you can do as a blocker against that because, hey, wherever you move them, they're accepting it. Like, cool, I'll take this angle. That's fine.
You know, it's all good. Yeah, you know, we'll go for this ride. And we're getting back into it. 4-1-1 Fun Size up against 2-6-1 Carpe Jugulum on the gem lines. Fun Size takes a huge hit. Carpe Jugulum, your lead jammer.
You know, once again, we're staying even up on our lead jam statuses. Of course, right now it's been, the problem is it's 3 jammer penalties per team as well. Yeah, I mean, it's jammer penalties per team as well here in the second half. It's just, and we have a step over with a little bit of airborne flight.
Wow.
Yeah, a few years ago, I got to see Wasatch in playoffs and got to do some of their games. And yeah, they were a very high-flying team at the time.
Carpe Jugulum didn't need to take a plane from Salt Lake because she's doing all the flying that she needs right here, putting up 4 points. This is a 12-point jam for Carpe thus far.
So yeah, right now the Midnight Terrace finally trying to battle back here, cut into some of this lead. They know they can be there with this Red Stick team. Showed it through most of the first half, taking a couple of big shots thus far, but now delivering their own big shot back here now. 20 points already in the jam for Carpe Jugulum.
And on Red Stick, the star has been passed to 1-0-0 Original Sin. This is their first time with the star in this game. But Carpe Jugulum calls it off after picking up one more point. It's a 21-point jam. I think that is the highest scoring jam of this whole game so far.
And Matt says you are correct, sir.
All right. Thanks, Math. 777 Dominican Cans up to the jam line for Red Stick.
Well, you know, math is absolute. Math is absolute.
338 Thorn to be wild with the star for Wasatch.
So we're going to have Can-Cans another opportunity to get there as a jammer. Of course, first time coming out of the penalty box after serving the remainder of the penalty. Does well, though, now. Coming in, grabbing that little step through on the inside for that lead jam.
Math may be absolute, but I am inevitable. And Can's attacking the pack here.
Got it.
And a penalty being called on 3-0-0 from Wasatch. That Super Smash Brawler.
So the captain for Wasatch, now your jammer, trying to come in fast at the back of the pack, trying to beat the fourth whistle. Does not, as that last turn of the track is going to yield 0 points. So the 4 points that Red Stick got in that first pass is where they're going to stay.
Having no points remaining on that second scoring trip. Just under 15 minutes left to go in this game. Oh, we are 3/4 of the way through, Speaker. I don't know if my heart can take this. 725 Sparkles Fantastic up against 5-4 Smashley on the Derby Warehouse Jam line.
So once again, Red Stick deciding to play a little bit of split, leaving an offensive player up at the front. Track cut now, going against Smashley.
And
Numbers. Oh, no, returning the track. It got waved off, coming back in. Doesn't matter because lead jammer status is with Red Stick and Sparkles Fantastic.
And Sparkles Fantastic is on her first scoring trip. Smashley still having to complete initial. And now off to the box for that sixth penalty.
So like I said, we are still just a little past the halfway mark here in the second half. Just 13:25 left to go on the clock. Could this be the moment that Red Stick finally fully invokes their will? Of course, I'm not sure Wasatch and Right At Ya has a different theory on my positive a question there. It says, nope, we're still in this.
Oh, absolutely. This is still possibly Wasatch's game. But this quagmire of Salt Lake blockers eventually allowing Sparky to get through to get that 4 points. Smashley is out of the box and hungry for points. But still, it's just completing her initial. So still advantage Red Stick here. Sparky chooses to call off the jam in the middle of the pack. Let's see how many points she gets awarded. One point picked up by Red Stick on that one. Official review being called by Red Stick.
So can't wait to hear where this penalty goes for us. I mean, this official review goes for us here in the second half. Interesting now, Red Stick, with the lead that they have, calling this official review. Obviously, they see something they really find interesting that maybe can be that final kind of like, you know, like the cat pushing the, slowly pushing the thing to the edge of the table. This might be the moment that can make the object fall off.
Just waiting for gravity to do its thing. And the Big O is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris is the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. You know, I said earlier today that I tried on some Solarises at RollerCon last year, and oh yeah, they felt like walking in a cloud that also had wheels. And don't forget, if you're here in the arena, you can get your hair braided today for free from 2 to 6 at the hospitality table, which is right over here in the back. Hospitality table, wave your hands in the air. Yeah, wave them like you just don't care. It's complimentary, but they do appreciate tips, so bring out some cash. Always tip the people who serve you. That's just nice.
And you want to stay up on the news locally, you go to the Eugene Weekly. They're Lane County's local alternative free newspaper. Your insight into Eugene can be found online at eugeneweekly.com. You know, Hayes, I love these independent parties out there because, I mean, it's just... Unfortunately, I think we've just become a little bit of an echo chamber in this world, and just having an outlet for, you know, original thought is always welcome. Thank you, Eugene Weekly.
And it looks like our official review is just about over. So hopefully we'll be throwing it to Harley momentarily after she finishes briefing the coaches and captains.
So I'm actually having fun. I just looked at our camera there view, and I just realized, hey, look, that's my real name. I got to see my real name out there.
Your real name is Harley?
Yeah, and no, it's Original Sin. That's what my parents gave me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I just go by Fred now.
And if you see on the stream, Original Sin's armbands contain the logo of her home team, which is the Red Stick Southdown squad. And Harley, it's your turn.
Red Stick was seeking an illegal reentry penalty for the Wasatch Jammer from the last jam. Upon review, it was noted that the jammer did come in ahead of the engagement zone, therefore no penalty will be assessed, and Red Stick does not retain their review.
All right, thank you, Harley Quinn.
Sorry, I'm just avoiding giving this thing back to you and all the rest of it. I'm sorry.
And we're coming back into it. Looks like we're lining up with 8-9 Princess Lay It On Ya with this jammer star. This is her first time with the star in a while.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the official review. Okay, it was. That was the thing I was looking for. That could have been a killer right there because, the jammer in the last jam was Smashly, of course, riding thin on available penalties to stay in this game. So, interesting move. Did not work out for him, but the game is working out for him thus far. And a shoulder shrug to the inside, says Carpe Jugulum. You are our lead jammer.
Oh, that was just beautiful work on the part of Carpe. And on the Big O Twitter feed, Thomas Hughesby mentions that on Red Stick, all players train as jammers. That is true, Thomas. And Princess through to complete her initial. Carpe Jugulum puts points in the sky, chooses to call it off rather than allowing Princess a chance to score.
So we're going to go ahead and put 4 points into the game. Total for Wasatch. Midnight Terror is now sitting at 132, 169 Red Stick. We have 11:26 on our clock. Oh, we're going to stick with Cans coming out here in the second half.
And 813 Billy Hellish, I believe we haven't seen her with the jammer star in a little while either.
No, they've been sitting since, I believe, going back on my numbers. Wow, yeah, it has been since jam number 16 of the first half that we last saw Billy Hellish. So they should be rested. They should be rested.
If we had a DJ on this track, they should be playing Return of the Mac for that. But Dominican Cans is your lead jammer.
So yeah, Dominican Cans now 2 for 2 on initial jam opportunities. Of course, came in as a replacement early in the half and is putting up the points. So wow, just when you thought, you had a little bit of an advantage with 3 jammers all putting the points up, you can add in a 4th to that total. Machu Picchu going off the penalty box. Machu Picchu also one of those blockers in the first half with some penalty trouble. We'll keep an eye on that.
And Cans gets through, calls it off. 4 points in the sky for Red Stick. They're currently maintaining a 45-point lead here with 10 minutes to go. And number 725, Sparkles Fantastic on the jam line now for Red Stick with 338. Thorn to be Wild for Wasatch. Official review being called for by Wasatch.
So if you still got money in your pocket, and it's only Friday, you still should. Of course, you don't have to spend it here, but we would like you to. But you can go to derbywarehouse.com for all your derby gear needs with free shipping and free returns. So go ahead and visit derbywarehouse.com. But yeah, I've got some money burning a hole in my pocket right now. When I get an opportunity, I'm definitely going to go over to the vendor village, check out some of the things they have over there. I've already been eyeballing a few things. So I hope I did leave myself ample room in my luggage to take things home.
If you didn't, that's a rookie mistake, sir. And you're no rookie.
No, I'm not. But it's I didn't see the one thing I'm usually fond of getting. I love all the socks you usually find at tournaments, and I have a plethora of interesting socks that I myself have. My daughter, my wife, we have them. I like socks. Go figure. And I'm not a foot person, but still, feet need to be comfortable.
I picked up a pair of cute socks from Wicked Skatewear today, so I'm absolutely with you on that one.
So, yeah, we were looking at it, like I said, we ended that first half 96-81. So one of the jammers we see sitting on this track is one of those that are, and I say jammer because it's a total team game, but the point advantage has come very much so while number 725 out there for Red Stick has been on that track. Maybe you've seen Sparky. That has been a total, sir. Okay, a 20-point jam, a 16-point jam, and a 9-point jam. So that's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points, fella.
That's a lot of points.
And that's kind of where we're sitting at our differential, really, because, you had that big 21-point jam coming from Carpe Jugulum, which kind of offset that 20-point, but man, these multi-pass runs coming for Red Stick here in the second half is what's really pushed this lead out.
Multi-pass.
I got to say, I'm very got a lot of respect for this refereeing crew out here today because, we've had these a number of now official reviews, both teams coming out there doing them, and some interesting requests that they're making too, and the efficiency that we're seeing by our head ref of getting through this process has been absolutely fantastic.
And speaking of Harley, let us know what's going on.
Wasatch was seeking a forearm penalty on the Red Stick jammer. Upon review, it was determined that the contact that caused the blocker to go down was the counter block, not the jammer's initiation. So therefore, the no call will stand, and Wasatch does not retain their review.
All right, thank you, Harley. We're getting back into it. Once again, that's 725 Sparkles Fantastic and 338 Thorn to be Wild on the jam line.
And once again, inside edge being sealed up. Outside edge there being sealed up by Right At Ya. Right At Ya just patrolling these edges.
Thorn to be Wild has the lead, but got mired back up in the blockers. Sparky made her way out, but Thorn spotted her, called off the jam. So that was a quick and fruitless effort there. No points for anybody.
I wouldn't say fruitless. If you're on the Red Stick side, any amount of clock that gets run off without points being added to the board for Wasatch has got to be a bit of a win for your team. Of course, now we're going to reset this one here.
That's 5-4 Smashley and 8-9 Princess. Lay it on you. Princess in the red for Red Stick. Smashley in the white for Wasatch. And a low block issue to 5-1-1 Machu Picchu as Princess gets the lead jammer position. And Smashley busts her way out for her initial.
Coming back in, making the pass on the outside, goes ahead and calls off the jam for Smashley, able to grab any points there. So really trying to just definitely keep the Terrors off the board while still trying to grind out clock. Is going to be Red Stick's game here to finish this. Oh, and we have an official timeout coming on the floor.
Well, sometimes the officials need a moment to get everything together. It also gives all of our track maintenance folks time to look out and see if there's any rips on the track. Because Lord knows after a hard day of Derby, this tape just takes a beating.
Well, just the sheer number of games that get played on these floors. The games, the warm-ups. It's, we're cranking this up all day long here. Not just on this track, but 3 tracks. So definitely, if you have an opportunity to see one of these volunteers, thank these volunteers. Big shout-out to all of them. Well, you know what? If you can hear my voice and you hear me say, give it up to volunteers, clap your hands for the volunteers. Because anybody who's tried to manage a Derby bout, just a single bout tells you it takes a lot of bodies to make it work, and we are seeing multiple bouts on 3 tracks. That takes a lot of dedicated people to make this happen.
And a little Wasatch cheer happening out there. And I see Sassy Sasquatch over there. He's like, oh, yeah.
I was about to say, Sassy hasn't been that sassy here in the second half. A little blue, I think.
Maybe he's getting tired. Maybe he needs a Ninkasi brew from the bar over there. Yeah.
See, I can actually say that I have participated in a mascot dance-off alongside Sassy.
Oh, who won though?
Oh, it was not me.
Oh, I'm waiting to see round 2. Speaker versus Sassy.
No. It was not me. It was,
you said you
Sassy did win that one,
participated.
though. Sassy did win that one. It was versus the Abominable.
Oh.
So it was the snow-themed dance-off.
Sassy was raising the cave roof there for a second. Yeah. Go, Sassy. It's your birthday. Not for real. Just for play. Oh, yeah. All right.
As we're getting our dance demonstration on our video feed by I Shove Lucy.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing like a derby dance-off. I want to see Shove and Sassy going at it after this. Going for the dance-off.
There we go for the entertainment of the people. We got a zebra huddle in the way of our dance-off now on our video feed. So we have ourselves a long explanation now coming over here, and potentially it may have been, you know what, I'm going to hazard a guess. Machu Picchu came in a little bit under not such good control when re-entering, which led to that low block, because I do see Fun Size over in the penalty box now wearing the pivot stripe. So we're getting the talk to over here from our head official.
All right, looks like we are going back into place from our official timeout.
And I'm sure every player appreciates any opportunity to have 3 minutes of not getting punished out here on this track, and it not buying time off the game clock as well.
I don't know about you, but I always appreciate not getting punished.
The referees have conferred and have made the decision to expel Red Stick Skater 511. We've upgraded the low block penalty to a gross misconduct.
Ooh, Machu got expelled for that
Yep.
low block penalty.
Yeah, that's why I just did that triangulation. Once again, math. I did math in my head. I saw this, I saw that, I triangulated it and said, that might be the issue. And yeah, it was kind of unfortunate because you can tell Machu Picchu, it wasn't an intentional move. It was just a bit erratic and out of control. And that's all it takes sometimes. It doesn't have to be intentional, just has to be bad.
All right, getting back into it, 777 Dominican Cans up against 261 Carpe Jugulum. Dominican Cans dashes out front fast, grabs the lead position. Comes around looking for the score pass. Carpe Jugulum also out. 4-1-1 Fun Size being released from the penalty box.
Yeah, and as you said, we're showing the flexibility of this Red Stick lineup going to an alternate jammer here, and it's paying off here in the second half. Not so much that it's just Can-Can's putting up a crud ton of points out there, but it's just getting the lead, controlling the clock, and controlling play.
You're absolutely correct. At this point, all they really need to do is just burn up the time. 725 Sparkles are fantastic. Up against 338 Thorn to be wild. And it looks like we've got an official timeout being called.
So going to have our officials go over here and talk, relay some things. Oh, I believe it is because the expulsion, Machu Picchu has to leave game play. Was sitting over there trackside, spotted by one of our OPRs. So it has to leave the direct field of play.
She's just trying to grab her gear before she goes out, it looks like. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone. A little technical difficulty.
So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just sort out the things. So just a reminder, not everybody always stays completely up to speed. And so since there was a stoppage of play that resulted in having to remove a player from game space, it will be a delay of game penalty going against the captain for Red Stick. So Original Sin will be sitting in the penalty box because of that. So that's what we had to sort out there.
And we're getting back into it. Then once again, that's 725 Sparkles Fantastic. And 338 Thorn to be Wild.
Oh, no, and it's going to be a track cut now going against Thorn to be Wild. Sparky out front, grabbing that lead jammer status after getting re-swallowed up by the Midnight Terror's defense.
3-6 Sailor Doom also spending a little time in the penalty box. And Sparky just collides against the back of the Wasatch pack. Takes a spill, but is back up and dashing and diving. Look at the way that she just tears apart blockers one after another to take that pack apart, putting up 4 points on her first score trip.
Yeah, and I'm going to say it's like the difference in this game has come here when Sparkles Fantastic has been on the track, putting up the points for Red Stick. But I'd say counter to that would be Can being able to come in and actually just grab those leads to hold the opportunities that they've created for themselves.
I've got to say that if I had to make a list of skaters, of D3 skaters here that I would not want to give up a Power Jam to, Sparky would be right at the top, number 1. And she's got 8 points so far, coming around for 12. Just 6 minutes left in the game. This is pretty much Red Stick's game now.
Yeah, that time Right At You was patrolling the front, waiting for any potential breakthrough, was able to get the deep recycle, but Sparky eats that space back up, makes another 4-point pass. Like I said, Sparkles Fantastic has just put up these multi-pass runs here in the second half, which has really been the difference.
And on Wasatch, the star has been passed to Some Watery Tart, who is busting through to complete initial. Sparky trading blows with Riot At Ya. And the jam comes to its end. 2 more points picked up by Red Stick. 1 point picked up by Wasatch. 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, we had kind of a really smooth flowing game there for a while, but now with the courtesy of some of these penalties we've been having, the official reviews and stuff, the flow of this game has gotten a little bit lopsided here. You kind of see it in some of the plays. Some of these players don't look just like right there. We have a player trying to come in from the Wasatch bench, unable to make it into play, going to have to be sent back to the bench.
And we got Dominican Cans and Smashly jamming right now. They were having a little friend moment there before the whistle blew, but now Dominican Cans has the lead. Smashly right up behind her. Smashly throwing a hip at Dominican Cans. Cans calls it off from the floor.
So yeah, really, Dominican Cans being strong at grabbing the lead jammer status here in the second half as a relief jammer. Oh, so we're going to have a double tap penalty now coming against Wasatch blocker Cakernator. So it's a double penalty there. So we're getting an illegal contact followed by an insubordination. So going to have a 1 blocker lost to the fray for Wasatch for a minute. As we come back into play, Sparkles Fantastic, Carpe Jugulum, and it is Sparky with the lead. So yeah, Hayes, this has been a bit of an interesting second half as far as if you're a rules junkie. There's been a lot of rules that were getting thrown out here now. And how this game is progressing here in the second half. Big hit from Fun Size, driving Jugulum back to the inside. So I wouldn't be surprised if I think Fun Size kind of has taken the spot of Little Miss Maggot there, playing that kind of flex pivot.
Yes, that pinch pivot. I think you're absolutely correct there. And Sparky calls off the jam on her way through. It's a 12-point jam for Red Stick. They've crossed the 200-point threshold.
Yeah, it was bipolar curves ending that jam as the jammer for the Midnight Terrors. Haven't had too many star passes coming out of this game thus far, but that is now 4 here in the second half for the Midnight Terrors.
That's right, and 777 Dominican Cans up against 5-4 Smashling. We've got a timeout from Wasatch. Come on, man, I got another game at 4.
So yeah, I'm really putting this down to, like I said, when this 725-777 tandem right now coming for Red Stick has really been a difference here in the second half. Both are doing a very good job of grabbing the lead. Now, while Can-Cans really hasn't been putting up the points necessarily when grabbing that lead, it has been that offset control of gameplay that has been just tantamount. You know, it's like you get the points, you don't surrender the lead on the next jam, you get to hold the lead. You don't have to get a lot of points so long as the clock runs off and you have control. It's just been incredible efficiency here now from the jammer rotation for Red Stick.
You are so right. You can play that nibble all you want at the end when you're ahead by 70 points. We got Dominican Cans and Smashly up to our Derby Warehouse jam line here.
Giving our jammers a little bit of room to run. And, yep, I was right. Red Stick doing the drop back, trying to get to the connected spot. Hips get past, but yes, it does. Smashly able to grab that lead jammer status for the Midnight Terrors. Yeah, and I'd say, Hayes, this has also been the difference. In that first half, Smashly just absolutely owned the lead jammer status, has really had a difficult time of finding that opportunity in the second.
And Smashly gets 1 point, calls off the jam. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes left to go in the whole game. This is Red Stick's game, but Wasatch are going to play it for every point they get because every point counts for ranking. 725 Sparkles Fantastic up against 261 Carpe Juggling. We've got another timeout being called. It's like official timeout this time.
Yeah, Wasatch just trying to put a player into the penalty box to serve time for a fouled out skater. So just kind of getting that in order now.
And timeout is over, and we're back in the fight. And Sparkles Fantastic is your lead jammer. Red Stick are playing twice today. They're playing against V-Town this evening at about 8:30 local time.
I'll get to have the pleasure of being on that game in the house.
I'll be on the stream for that one. And Carpe Juggling through for 4 points. Sparky also putting up 4. Oh,
yeah.
A nice hit from Blasian Bayou there. Oh, track cut penalty being assessed to one of the Wasatch blockers.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was going to be right at you. Trying to play the offense, just came a little bit longer than the inside than wanted. So Red Stick going to go ahead and play clock, play time, willing to trade off points here to have this clock wind down. Of course, in control is Sparkles Fantastic as not only in control, but in a power jam now, back block, sending Juggulum off to the penalty box. But right now, who isn't going off to the penalty box?
Not me. I don't know about you. Sparky coming around. Looks like she picked up 3 points on that last pass.
Fun Size trying to help out, saying, if I'm not scoring the points, I'm going to help you. Looks like we're going to ride this out to the total unless Sparky decides had enough of just trading sweat here in this pack.
I mean, there's only 10 seconds left in the game, so she may as well go for it. And she does, putting up another 4 points in the air as the game comes to its end. That was 15 points for Sparky, 12 points for Wasatch. Your unofficial final score, 224 to 146, in favor of Red Stick Roller Derby.
Wow, and Hayes, I was sitting there just looking at just some of the basic math of this game. Should this score stay as it is, 224-146. So once again, we ended that first half 96-81. Red Stick with the lead. So you thought the defense was tough in the first half. If you had to do the quick math, 146 points total now for the Midnight Terrors, meaning Red Stick gave up only 65 points in the second half, while actually improving their difference by scoring 128 in the second half as opposed to their first half 96. Going to be very interesting to see what Red Stick has left in the tank for tonight's matchup versus V-Town.
Oh, and they're both counter-cheering each other. The Wasatch's cheer included a thank you, Red Stick. And Red Stick coming around for their victory pass.
So once again, Red Stick going to be playing tonight against V-Town. Should you want to see this team again this evening, I do believe, sir, that will be on track, yes, track number 2. Now, if you are a fan of Wasatch, Wasatch will be playing again this evening as well. They'll be playing Jet City back here on this track at 8 p.m. So, yes, sir. I had a pleasure of getting to do this game with you.
Oh,
you and
my
I
goodness,
have been
yes.
together quite a number of times on the mic, and also for Red Stick games, because we're kind of from the same region a little bit. You wouldn't know it. We don't sound incredibly southern, I don't think.
No, not at all, man. I'll tell you what.
I have all my teeth, so, you know, there's that.
It is always my genuine pleasure to work with you, Speaker.
As is mine, Hazenberg. So we're going to reset this game. The hometown team is actually going to get to play next. I will be here for that one as well because, you know, people get sick when they travel, unfortunately. So I get to rejoin here for this one. We're going to have Emerald. We are going to have Gorge. And we're going to be back.
That's right. Thank you very much for coming out, and we will see you soon.